Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Greg and I'm here with Mitchell again today. We're finally back on the silver truck. It's been like a month at least, month and a half, 6 weeks, since anything's been done to it, Mitchell or myself. The last time that we both worked on it, we started getting the cab secured. The cab bolts are torqued now, and we started putting together the front end the way it was supposed to be. After Mitchell left, I continued with that. At some point my camera died, so we have some of it, we don't have other parts, but basically all of the front end is bolted back together now. Everything's tightened up.
Except the one fender liner there.
Yeah, I know. I remembered that one still needs the push clips put back in. We might have to get some new ones actually, but I think all the bolts are done on the front of the truck except for hood. I think the hood's been tightened up yet. I put the heater core lines on. I put some more coolant in it last time. What else did I do? I put the rest of the wiring harness up on the firewall. Can't remember if I mounted the PCM or not, but it's in position anyways. So yeah, I did a bunch of extra stuff, kind of getting it closer to being ready to drive. I did notice last time that we have no brake lights from the pedal switch, and the third brake light was stuck on all the time. So I almost caught the tarp on fire because there was the tarp over the back of the cab, so I couldn't see that it was on until it was dark. But the entire time I had the battery connected, which was most of the day, that was on, getting very hot. So I'm guessing there's a problem with the pedal switch, so we'll probably just steal the one from the silver cab and hopefully that'll fix it. Other than that, we don't have low beam headlights for some reason, but we have high beams and we have signals and marker lights. So the goal for this episode, or today at least, is to try and get this to the point that I can drive it down to my apartment so that I can continue to work on it and get it ready for a safety inspection. So there's basically, I think, 4 things that we have to do. One is fuel tank. So the fuel tank that's on the truck is clogged up in some fashion. It had biodiesel run in this truck before I got it, so I had fuel issues with the original tank from the start, which is why I put one in the box. So I'm hoping though that between these 3 tanks we can find a good one, flush it out, put that on the truck and hook up the lines properly, as well as potentially a new sending unit because the gauge doesn't work. So that's number 1. We need the fuel tank under the truck where it's supposed to be, so the bed is empty. The wipers need to be swapped over to the mechanism from the other cab. I believe all the wiring on the truck should be fine, but the wires were cut on the harness for this cab, so we'll just rip all that out of there, put that mechanism in here, wire it all up, and it should be good. And we'll get some new wiper blades when we go out, don't let me forget. And then what were the other things that I was talking about earlier?
Shut off solenoid.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I guess that would be nice, but yeah, right now we still have to shut the truck off by manually moving the fuel shutdown lever, so it needs a solenoid ultimately for sure. But I guess the low beam headlights I was thinking about for driving would be smart to have lights on at all times. Was that it? I thought there was one more thing, but anyways, that's the bulk of what we're going to try and do today, to try and get it ready so that as soon as I have a spot at my apartment I can actually drive it down there, and then I can continue to work on it, service brakes, adjust the front wheel bearings and stuff like that, make sure all the electrical works to try and get it ready for an inspection. So we're going to do some crazy fun here. We're going to try and siphon diesel with some clear hose in my mouth, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so because we thought about it, the other thing we have to do today or tomorrow as well is change the front seat. There's no driver's seat right now. It's a Mark II seat sitting on the floor. So that's the end of that. As far as siphoning goes here, I forgot that these have a nasty jog in the pipe, so we're not going to be able to stick the hose in with a wire attached to it like I was hoping. So we'll probably just disconnect the filler pipe from the metal, or like from the filler pipe from the hose that goes to the tank, and we can
take this in there.
We can stick the siphoning hose right in, right there, where I cleared the dirt off the clamp there. We'll undo that clamp. We can take the filler pipe out because I think we're going to have to replace it anyways. It's pretty rusty. And then we can stick the siphoning hose right in the rubber hose there. And that should make life much easier. I'm going to get a wire brush because I don't want all that dirt going into it. Undo the clamp.
I don't know why brightness is doing stupid things.
What's that?
I don't know why the brightness is doing stupid things.
I don't know. Oh, that's the vent tube.
Great.
It's supposed to be attached to the side of the filler neck. So yeah, we need a new filler neck. I don't know if I have another good one or not. I have to get one. Okay. This clamp was all covered in, I think, undercoating. Oh yeah, undoes like a dream.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. This truck was undercoated at one point, which helps a lot, so. It still has rust, obviously, being 29 years old.
Yeah.
But it helps. People, undercoat your vehicles if you want them to last.
You don't
This
care
is a
what
public
you
service
use,
announcement.
Just use something.
I mean, if you don't care about it rusting out and you want to replace it every 5 years or less, then don't bother. Save yourself the money, but it's been proven to make vehicles last longer. Okay. That's going to be fun.
I'm trying to get it out of the hole.
Yeah. And this shield that holds the top of the filler neck is mostly broken except for one screw, I think. Which means I need another one of these as well.
Sun is not cooperating.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes.
I'm just gonna break my screwdriver. What we can also just do too is undo the whole plastic shell from the body, which we need to do anyways if we're going to replace it. What do you figure those are? 25? Smaller than 25? 25. Look at that.
I would have said 30.
It would have been a good guess too. Okay, so now I need to go back down there. Okay, and we'll see if we can get this out of there. It's twisting, that's a good sign. Look at the dirt. Oh my goodness. Okay. Be able to pull, but you can't do that when you can't get a hold of it. Come on. And that plastic is right in the way. on. There she goes. Okay. So yeah, the vent tube is supposed to be attached right there.
But it has rusted off.
It's rotted right off. So even if the rest of this were solid, which it doesn't look like it's overly solid.
There's a nice ball there at the end.
Yeah. So, in other words, we wouldn't have been able to siphon anyways because I forgot that that exists. That's to prevent siphoning. So, I'm glad we're doing this because we would have failed miserably and spent an hour trying to figure out why we couldn't get the hose into the tank. So, anyways, in other news, now we can stick the siphoning hose right into the tank through that pipe there. Which should be, with the hose attached, as easy as that, and it's wet with diesel goo.
Okay, guys.
So now
it's time for Greg to swallow diesel.
I'll start by seeing if I can even get this in the way I'd like to.
And again, we apologize for the light. That isn't going to cooperate with us very well, but
that's just the way it goes when we're working outside.
Someday we'll have a nice studio with lights.
Yes. That should be down to the bottom. So I will cut this hose somewhere here. And let the games begin.
You're assuming that this is going to hold all the fuel too.
Well, we can stop it if it's not going to.
So the object of siphoning is pretty simple. You just blow into it and then the back pressure forces fuel out.
Well,
in theory.
That is a possibility, but because there's no, you have to have a seal on the vessel if you were going to do it that way. What I'm going to do is suck, but what you can also do is take the compressed air gun and blow across it slightly away from, and then Bernoulli's principle will suck the fuel out. If we had air accessible, I would much rather do that, but I'm going to try. This hose is fighting me with angle here, but I'm going to try without pulling it off the bottom.
I will try to warn you if I see it.
Well, that's weird. Why are we not getting any? Is it too much? Oh, that's better. I didn't quite get it though. Is it not in the fluid now? Is that what the problem is? That was weird. Wow, yeah, there's a ton of water in that. Holy. We might have to get the air if this is not going to cooperate. Can't hold it there and hold it here is the challenge. That just gets started and then it stops. I don't know if it's because our any sense. The line should be in the fluid.
We're also not working with very much change in height.
This is true. Actually, maybe that's what the problem is, because I left my rag in my other pants. Because the
tank is only like an inch or two, probably, above where the
we might have to start the. We might have to start this higher, yeah, because the bottom of the tank there is below this. So that's what our problem likely is. So we'll pull this up a bit and see if I can get it started to the ground.
There it comes.
Just like that, we are siphoning. Wow, look at that.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
God.
not very good looking.
That is why we're doing this. Why will you not stay in there? There we go. And now that the hose is in there, we'll also go back a bit. But we'll let that go for as long as it can. I'm sure that'll be half an hour or an hour. Even though we're using, what size is this? 3/8? Where'd the rest of it go?
3/8.
3/8 hose, which is better than quarter. Yeah, 3/8 ID, half-inch OD. So, ta-da! So, that's a lovely color, and there were nice chunks going through there. So we'll let that go for a while we do something else that needs to be done for today. Maybe we tackle the seat.
Yeah, good.
While that's siphoning, and when we start to hear it making noises, it's either up out of the fluid, in which case we can just start it again and move it lower, or it might actually be low enough that we can start to handle the tank, because I don't want it to be too heavy for us to... Okay, so as I briefly mentioned when we started siphoning there, the other big one that I forgot about mentioning when we started the video was that we needed to do something with the seat up here. Right now, as I said, it's just a Mark II Jetta coupe seat, just kind of hanging out there, so I had something to sit on. So obviously that's no good for driving down the road or for safety. So hopefully what we can do is just disconnect the driver's seat from the old cab and reconnect it with the center console that's here. And then the other seat, there's a back to it, but the cushion is missing, so maybe we can just take the cushion off of that one. Obviously it's possible, I just don't know how it comes apart. We'll have to figure that out. But we'll need to either get a vacuum or get air to try and clean those holes out. The back studs look pretty good. And yeah, let's do that. I'm actually going to do it today. Somebody's been in here.
Mr. Snake.
Could be. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find another driver's seat, which I did start looking, but I haven't had any luck.
Yeah, this seat is not very good, but it's
No,
it's
well,
at
the only
least
part
for
that's
it.
bad is this part.
Well,
everything else is
The
perfect.
bottom part's pretty crusty.
Yes, that may be a problem. Just even to get it unbolted from the truck could be a problem. I have so many trailer drawbars, I don't even know what to do with them. Yeah, we might not even be able to get the bolts undone from the cab, because there might be no bolts left. Yeah, that. So, in other news, I'm gonna get some violence tools. Now I have to figure out how to undo. Okay, it's gonna be crazy.
I'm gonna send you in with the camera to show them, because
Sure.
can't see from out here.
Well, it'd help if the cab wasn't daylight sealed. Okay, so there is the last mounting stud undone. I don't even know if I can show with the camera, but under, oh, there's cardboard in the way now. Under there, in the middle of the frame, there's a bolt there, and there's a bolt on the other side, or on the front side. Those hold the center seat and console up. They're part of the driver and passenger seat brackets. So I hope they're just 1/2-inch bolts. I'm just going to buzz them out. They should be rust free because they're up off the ground. Quote me on that. And then we can remove this seat. Ow.
The next trick is actually getting the seat out of here.
I see no issues.
Probably weighs about 3,000 pounds.
Give or take.
There it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go your way.
You have to go backwards
the door
and then forwards.
Yeah. That's not too bad actually. Ta-da.
As you can see, our gross ass veg oil is still coming out. I guess.
What's that?
I guess.
It's still what?
Coming out.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah. Hasn't got much weight in it yet.
So there's the bottom of the seat.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a little scrape and wire brush before we put it in, but we also have to figure out how to clean out. I think we will do shop vac because the carpet needs to be vacuumed anyway, so.
Hope you're ready because it's on.
Welcome back to Inside the Cab.
So the idiot that we bought this cab from, maybe not him, but somebody cut the seat belts off.
Yeah, like why would you ever do that? The seatbelts don't have anything to do with the seat being removed. So both sides now we have to pull the rear panel off far enough to get the whole recoil mechanism changed inside, because it obviously went through the brackets and wound up inside, so that's going to be no good to us.
At the moment he's tapping and dyeing the
Yes, which I guess I don't need to do right now, but I figured I would.
considering the camera is nowhere near pointing there.
That's okay. It's nothing we haven't shown before. I'm just quickly running the tap just through the front two holes because they're bolts instead of nuts, so that we know that the bolts will go in well. And I've also got the anti-seize now so that we can lubricate all 4 mounting points to make sure that they will be good to go. Those threads look questionable. We're not going to talk about that. Okay, that should be good for that. Lots of nice goo. Oh, our siphon died.
Do we need to deal with that?
Yeah, we should probably try and get it going again.
Okay. Like we promised, we came back when this stopped.
This has got some heft to it now.
That is going to be yummy. Now,
not low enough. Should be low enough.
got shit coming.
There. That looks like diesel, and we're losing it. No!
That's because we're
too
low
high.
now.
That actually started to look like diesel. So we either need a lower pan or container that we can siphon into, or we need a...
The pan we always use for coolant might be low enough.
Yeah? We just have to really watch it, and what do we do once it's full? Am I not in the juice? I think that's mostly water. Tastes more like water than fuel. Okay, you want to grab a block so we can put under the front of this before it comes out the end. I think this is mostly water. Making this stay here is going to be the problem. Tis going strong though, so see. I guess I better get a funnel so that we can start putting it in there as it comes out, and maybe I'll find a container that we can just that's ready to go together whenever we are. Or veg, yeah, I guess I got a veg kit on, so it is vegetable oil.
So that is,
long story short, don't run veg kits on your trucks. They're awful. Unless you don't plan on ever trying to go back to regular diesel running. It's nasty. It smells bad. It's horrible to clean up.
you can see it separate there in the bottle.
Yeah. It's still mostly water in here, which is just a factor of the tank being exposed to water. But, yeah. The bottom inch.
You're not even on camera.
Where is it? The bottom inch is like water. The rest is oil. Water and or diesel, I guess. Some of both.
is over, kids.
Yeah. For now, at least. Lovely. Okay, so
Back to the other thing we were working on. Well, there it is.
cut seatbelt and everything. Why?
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess let's do that whole thing again on the other cab now.
We're not going to record it because I can't get into the passenger side of that truck
No,
at the moment.
and I guess to illustrate, taking the whole panel off, I don't think you have to undo the seat. Oh yeah, no you do. You have to take the stupid back seat out to be able to remove the side panel.
On the bright side, at least we don't have to do rear seatbelts.
Yeah. It's all intact. The seat's good, the belts are good.
I don't think we actually have to take it all off. Once we remove the bottom piece, I guess it's got to fit through.
The whole thing should be able to go through here.
Yeah.
So I
anyway,
just have to take it to the same point on the other truck, I guess.
we'll do that on the other truck and then we'll be back. So it turned out getting the seatbelt out of the other one was a little bit tougher than we had thought. But of course we succeeded. This is GB Productions, we never fail.
Lightning strikes. Okay. So
What the I apparently turned that
at
the
GB
wrong
Productions we have technical difficulties.
way. You're hiring a cameraman?
Yeah.
Please apply at noob@noob.com.
What? Allow me to inform you that the plugs are different.
That was our lightning strike moment.
How does this go? How does this go? There you go. Sure, they're exactly the same. Yeah. How the fuck does it go?
Fortunately, we can't really show you in there very well. But,
So it just goes like that? That's weird.
he's checking the other truck.
why they bothered to have the little T bracket on it that's supposed to slide into a slot, because there's no slot.
Maybe they added it later.
I don't know. It just goes there. Why is it covered in oil?
Of course, all this work could have been saved if they hadn't cut the seatbelt out to begin with.
Yeah, all the rest of the cab is, other minus the front pillar trim, is perfect. Why? Why? Okay, I think the panel can go back on now.
Cool.
Minor problem. I should have put the buckle inside the panel first, I guess. I don't think I can get it. Oh, maybe. How's that supposed to work? Well, maybe it's because I've got the bottom out too far. Let's try that first. Ah, it's not deformed at all. Ha.
Nice.
I didn't put this back in though.
Should click.
Go?
It won't be as nice as it used to be.
I think the clip might be broken.
Good old 90s plastic.
Let's see. Yeah, the clip's broken. That's what you get. We're talking about a 29-year-old truck. Okay. Let's put what screws I do have back in. Okay. Seatbelt. Works, but it doesn't lock. Okay, so driver seatbelt is installed to whatever level of function we want to claim. So we'll put the driver's seat in, and that's pretty much done for over here for right now. I don't think I'm gonna worry about the other one for right now. We should get a cushion over there, I guess, but I guess that can happen when the belt does too. So anyways, our seat is pretty much good to go here, I think. thinking we're probably gonna have to change that whole other front seat. Looking at it, the fabric's been like ripped off of the frame, so it's probably less work to just change the whole thing. Alright, moment of truth, then we'll get packed up and get the trailer hooked up.
Are Dodge seatbelts just stupid, or is there method to the madness?
So safe.
That's not what Volvo intended when they didn't patent that.
I don't know, man. If the blue truck doesn't do it, it's not supposed to do it, so.
Maybe the blue truck used to do it and it doesn't anymore.
Well, I'm sure the last time I drove it, it worked, so maybe it's only under certain conditions. I have no idea. But anyways, we're out of time for today. But we can use this to get the trailer out.
Tomorrow, you're going to change out this fuel tank some way, somehow.
Yes.
Which is going to be miserable, I'm sure.
We're going to, hopefully get that tackled first thing. And then if we can get a fuel system operating properly, I'd be happy with that for tomorrow. So yeah.
So stay tuned with part 2 of miscellaneous work on the silver truck on GB Productions.
Yeah.
Subscribe now, or else.